Oh, what up? It's Moses gang. This video is a response, a reaction, not a reaction because you can't see the live, whatever, but a response to Kendra G versus Auston Holleman. Hold on one second. Let me take another love break. Shout out to Freezes It. So, Kendra G, influencer, entertainer, journalist, went on live with Auston Holleman Passport Bro, and they went back and forth about his preferences and his experiences with dating in Black America and Latin America, right? The thing that bothered me the most, more than back back and forth, was when Austin stated what he wanted, which was a black woman who respects men, black men. And Kendra G at some point responded to him saying that he's been to other countries and dealt with black women that were not so westernized. She responded with, why not date them and be happy? She also said that black women were not concerned with his wants and needs to be with a black woman if it meant them adjusting or changing their behavior. Now, Kendra G does not speak for all black women, and Auston Holleman does not speak for all black men. But what we can get from this is that both of them being articulate, well adjusted to life for the most part, doing well for themselves for the most part, having some form of platform, having certain levels in life, we have to say that they are doing okay. So they don't speak for everybody in the black community that are under certain living conditions, under certain standards, or above. They're both right there in the middle, where a lot of people aspire to be in the black community, or where a lot of people have been in the black community and have elevated, right? So when Auston Holleman says that he wants a black woman that respects black men, why is that so terrible? Why do we get the response from somebody that's well adjusted in life, doing well for themselves, who is a black woman, saying that you need to just find who you're looking for outside of the black community in America? Why is it so normal and okay for her to say, well, if you can't accept us how we are, then go somewhere else. Be happy with these other people who kind of look like us, but they don't act like us. The whole thing about this situation that upset me was you're speaking as somebody who, I don't know Kendra G's level of education. I don't know anything about her for real like that. But if you think like that, if you had to do all this work, sweat, all, you had to do all this work, you had to shed all this blood, sweat, and tears for you to just still think the same, like you're okay, like you don't need to make any adjustments, like you don't need to change anything, like you should just be accepted and you don't have to make any kind of alterations to your personality or anything like that. That's discouraging to the black men in the community, because if you are not popping your hair and popping your gum and coming off like this hood chick, this ghetto-fied monster, if you made it to this level, then what hope do black men have for people to get together, reproduce, build a family, if you did all of this to escape your conditions or to make it to a certain level and maintain that level, if you still think like that? If people around the world, people, it's not even the world, people, women, black women in America who make it out the struggle or who have never been in the struggle think like that. I don't think Kendra G represents all black women that are of the struggle or used to be of the struggle and they made it out, or were never of the struggle and then they're in that middle class or upper middle class But if you are expressing this and you've experienced what you're experiencing right now, whether that mean financially or what have you, educationally, then why would we think that this is a situation that we need to be taking seriously? And when I say a situation, I mean black men dating black women. If you still think like this, with this closed-minded, like this is how I am, this is how it's gonna be. If you don't want it, then go to a whole different country with a whole different culture, a whole different language, all these adjustments. That's really a spit in the face. Because if you really want something that you value, you have to change for it. You have to adjust for it. You have to work for it. If you're an alcoholic and you want to get sober, you have to change your habits. You have to change your thinking. If you make $10 an hour and you want to be a millionaire, you have to make some sacrifices and change your habits. You have to sacrifice old habits and replace those old habits with new habits. Now, if you are somebody who wants this man, ideally to take care of you, impregnate you, and take care of that, and you just do whatever, you can't be the same. You cannot be, you can't be the same. You can't think the same. You can't dress the same. You can't smell the same. Nothing. It's supposed to be the same if you want something unusual. If you want something that most people don't have, that most people don't deserve. And the fact that you just dismissed this man's whole his he didn't say he wanted a woman that respects men. He said he wanted a black woman that respects black men. And her response was, "You don't think black women respect black men?" I believe. I can't remember exactly. I watched it like 3 times, but the fact that somebody took offense to that and took it as disrespect, that's not what he said. He didn't say anything disrespectful. That's like when you go on a job interview. So what are you looking for in employment? What are you looking for in a job? Well, I want a 401k. I want the ability to move up. That would be like if you said I want the ability to move up and they were like, "Oh, so you don't want this job, you want a better job." I didn't say I didn't want this job. I just said eventually I want to not be on the same level because this same level is cool, but at some point things are going to have to change because I'm going to grow, because I'm going to learn more, I'm going to deserve more because I have to work on myself to maintain this level that I'm at and to get better. That's all he said. And for people to say that you have to accept me how I am, that's not how it works, bro. If you believe in God, God doesn't work like that. If you believe in anything being better in life, being better, being something that's different, something that's separate, an American citizen that's not one paycheck away from being a homeless, you have to do what 70% of Americans don't do. Or you're gonna be in that 70% of Americans, I believe, who don't have $1,000 saved up. It's simple math. And I'm like again, like, I'm not saying that Kendra G speaks for all black women, but this is the stereotype. This is the stereotype that turns everybody's stomachs. This is what Kevin Samuels RP was talking about. You want a black man who did all these things to get where he is, but you think you can be the same? You think you could speak the same? You think you could hang out with your same bum friends that's been doing the same thing? The whole point of life is learning and evolving. And the fact that you don't want to learn what your partner wants or the person that would want you the most wants, then you don't deserve it. And I'm not going to compare the races. I don't really care about that. But at the end of the day, as a people, we should be more open minded because Everybody comes with issues, everybody comes with problems. Not everybody comes with all these traumas that we have to work on and heal and produce. I mean, and not produce and alleviate. But at the end of the day, you come with bills, you come with issues, you come with times that are going to be more peaceful with you not in it. Because there are situations where you're going to need this other person. And it's not going to be convenient. It's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be peaceful. It's going to take energy. It's going to take time. It's going to take resources. You're going to make mistakes that you can't afford to make by yourself. And you're only going to make those mistakes because you know you have support for this person, from this person, for you to live a full life. And for you to say that it's not important for you to care what the people who desire you the most want, you don't deserve that. If most people want to date inside their race, and you're saying, then why don't you just go somewhere else? Why don't you just not worry about us changing? Because we want to be the same around here. We don't care about what you want. That's ridiculous. And this is what we see, and this is what we feel. Now, me personally, I have never been the type to go into the world and look for any woman. That's just not my life. That's not my life. So as far as me dating a black woman, a Latina, a white woman, that's just I don't make. I mean, I do make those choices, but I'm not. I just want to do me. That's not my world. I'm not a hunter in that respect. I do me. I go with the flow. I'm like water. I'm not trying to be. I'm not with the chase. That's not what I do. So you could say whatever about me, um, not dating inside the race. That's not something I thought about for real. It's not something I thought about for real. So yeah, the closed mindedness in all communities in the world needs to stop. One thing I did learn, I'm gonna just tell you guys this. One thing I did learn, I was in a, at some point in my life when I was a lot younger, I'm 33 right now, I was in a satanic cult. That is true. Am I a part of a satanic cult now? No. That was like 13, 12, 13, almost 14 years ago. That lasted for 2.5, 3 years, right? One thing they taught us at the time was if you're going to be a good Satanist, you got to read the Bible. You could be closed minded to certain things, but learning, giving significance to what you are and what you know has to be solidified through studying the enemy. And if you really want to be good at what you do, you got to study the enemy and compare it to what you're learning on this end. You get what I'm saying? So for you to not study the people who are getting what you want, getting the energy that you want, and for you to not study the people that you want to be a part of you is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. If you're closed minded to the tactics of the enemy, then you're going to lose the battle. A lot of people say, like, this doesn't compare to say, like, look, you can't control other people. You can only control yourself. So just focus on you, love yourself. That's not what I mean. That doesn't, a lot of people seem to think that all you could do is just improve yourself and everything is going to fall into place. That doesn't make sense. It makes sense to an extent, but you also have to understand there are other people in the world. There are other people in the world, there are other forces in the world that are trying to come against what you have going on. And if you don't understand the forces that are coming against you in conjunction with the forces that you already have inside yourself that could work, and whether it be a war or a relationship, none of these efforts are going to really matter at the end of the day because it's not all about you. It's about evolving, it's about living and not existing. It's about understanding to enjoy the good things in life and to be prepared with a network, with a partner, with resources, and with a good mental health, with good physical health, spiritual health, so you can handle the bad things in life, so you can handle the things that you perceive as negative or things that might be considered hindrances that present themselves in your life, so you can live a full life, so you don't have to be going back and forth all day like a super ball in a small bathroom. That's how you live a full life. Adjusting, being like water, learning, being prepared to be able to enjoy life with your physical body, with your mind, with your soul, with your emotions, and taking that same physical body that you enjoy life with and being able to use it for war. That's it. That's Aaron Moses. Peace.